Welcome you all to the course Database Management System. Myself Muhammad Asifuddin Mondol, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Narula Institute of Technology. This is lecture number 9 of this course. And these are the topics which I am going to cover during this lecture. First, I will discuss about natural join operation, then theta join operation, and at last I will discuss about outer join operation. So what is natural join operation? First of all, it is not a basic relational algebra operation, rather it's an additional relational algebra operation. The second thing is that it's a binary operation, and natural join operation basically it allows us to combine two operations into this operation. That means natural join operation is a single operation which combines two operations. So natural join operation combines two operations into a single operation. So that particular natural join operation consists of the Cartesian product operation between the relation, and second it consists of selection operation, and the selection operation will be performed based on those attributes which appear in both the relation. So in case of natural join operation, first it will perform the Cartesian product operation between the relations, and second it will perform the selection operation based on those attributes which appears on both the relation. So combination of this Cartesian product and selection operation based on common attribute as a whole, they are known as natural join operation. Take an example. R is a relation consists of A, B, C, D. This is the schema of R, this is the schema of S. Now if we write R natural join S, this is the representation of natural join operation. So R natural join operation S. So what will be the schema of output relation, or what will be the schema of resultant relation? That will be the R union S. That means if we perform R natural join operation S, then it combine all the attributes from R and S. So R union S. So A, B, C, D, E. Schema of the resultant schema will be A, B, C, D, E. So it combines all the attributes from R and S, and the repeated attribute will be eliminated. Here B and D is present in both the relation R and S, so it will appear only once in the resultant schema. So the schema will be R union S. So this is the schema. And second, what about the tuple in the resultant relation? That this will be the first thing. R natural join S means first it will do R cross S. Now R cross S means it performs the Cartesian product operation. So this is the step 1. This is step 1. So in case of natural join operation between R and S, first it will perform Cartesian product between these two, R and S. As I have already discussed what is the Cartesian product operation in my previous lecture. So R cross S means every record or every tuple of R is going to be associated with every tuple of S. So after this operation, a relation will be generated with tuples will be populated. How it will be populated? Each record of R or each tuple of R is going to be associated with every record of S. So then after producing the resultant relation, then natural join operation perform the selection operation. So this is the symbol of selection operation, and the point is that it perform the selection operation on that particular relation. Now selection operation, what will be the condition over here? This is the predicate or the condition. In case of natural join operation is that the selection operation will be performed based on equality, means based on equal sign, based on equality on those attributes that appear in both the relation R and S. Here R and S in both the relation, the common attribute is B and the other common attribute is D. So selection will be based on equality on common attributes. So R dot B equal to S dot B. R is the name of the relation, so this B is from R, this B is from S. So R dot B equal to S dot B. This is the AND symbol. R dot D equal to S dot D. So why AND is required? Because B and D both are the common attributes. So selection will be based on equality on B and D both. If R and S have a single attribute, common attribute, say B is a single common attribute, D is not here. Suppose D is not here. So the condition, the predicate will be changed. Then what will happen? It will be R dot B equal to S dot B, because B is the only common attribute. Suppose D is not there, so that part will not be over there. So again I am repeating it. So natural join operation between R and S means first it will do Cartesian product between R and S, then perform selection operation. As a predicate, it will be the equality on those attributes that appear in both the relation. And then what about this pi? Why we are giving pi? Because we are projecting, we are displaying the attribute A, attribute B, attribute C, D and E. That means only the repeating attribute is only appear only once. So this is the natural join operation. Take another example of natural join operation. Suppose relation R and S. This is relation R with attribute ABCD. S is another relation, attribute BDE. This is the tuple set. This is the tuple set or record set. Now if we do R natural join S, then first what will be the schema of resultant relation? R natural join S means schema will be R union S. R union S means it combine all the attribute from relation R and S, and the repeating attribute will be appear only once. So schema will be A, B, C, D and E. So A, B, C, D, E. Next, what about the record of the tuple of that resultant relation? First, as I have mentioned, this operation first perform the Cartesian product between R and S. Cartesian product means each record of R, each record of R is going to be associated with every record of S. So this is the first record will be associated with every record of S. Second, this second record is going to be associated with every record of S. That is how Cartesian product is going to be happen. Then the resultant relation will be populated with large number of records. After that, it will perform the selection operation. The selection operation will be based on equality on common attribute. Now here in the relation R and S, the common attribute is B. B is present in R, B is also present in S, and the other common attribute is D. D is present in R, D is also present in S. So after Cartesian product, it will do the selection operation based on the common attribute. Here the common attribute B and D. So after Cartesian product, a new relation will be generated with lots of data, lots of tuple, and among the lots of tuple, only those tuple will be selected for which the value of common attribute are same. So in a short technique, how to answer what will be the data or what will be the tuple over here in a short technique without performing the Cartesian product, then checking the selection operation. As a shortcut technique, we can also able to answer what will be the record over here. It will select, that operation will select the records or the tuples from R and S for which the value of common attribute are same. So in a shortcut technique, we can say that those tuple will be selected from R and S for which the value of common attribute are same. For example, if you consider the first tuple, first record from R, alpha 1 alpha A, the common attribute of R and S is B, D. And what is the value of B at B and D for the first record? 1A. Now if we check the relation S, B, D, here is also the value of B and D is 1A. So this particular attribute, this particular record is matching with that particular record. So this tuple will be selected and will be appear here. So alpha 1, alpha A and alpha will be selected and appear here. The repeating group means the BD is repeated in RNA. So repeating group only appear only once. Second, again that particular record will be compared with second record of S. Now common attribute is BD and the value is 1A, but here the value is 3A, is not matching, so selection is not satisfied, so that record will not be selected. Second, that particular record we have to check with the next record of S. The common attribute value is 1A, this is also 1A, so that record will be selected. So alpha 1, alpha A and delta gamma, that will also be selected. So this one is the record, this is selected. Next, that record you have to compare with the next record, which is this one. So common attribute value 1A, common attribute is 2B, it is not same, it is not going to be selected. Second, and next this record again will need to be compared with the next attribute, next element of S. Common attribute value is 1A, here the common attribute value BD value is 3B, is not same, so it will not be selected. So already these two we have got. Next, what happened, you have to consider the next record or the next tuple of R, which is beta 2 delta A. Common attribute is BD, so we have to compare that particular record with every record of S. So this one will be first compared with the first record. The common value is 2A, but this is 1A, not going to be selected. Second, 3A, not going to be selected. Next, 1A, here it is 2A, not going to be selected. This 2B is not same, 3B is not same. So beta 2 delta A is not going to be appear here. Next, del sorry, it's the gamma. So gamma 4 beta B. So next record is gamma 4 beta B. That record needs to be compared with every record of S. So the first record of S is common attribute value is 1A. Here the common attribute value is 4B, not same. Second, 3A, this is 4B, not same. 1A, and here 4B, not same. 2B is not same, 3B is not same. So gamma 4 beta B is not going to be present over here. The next element of R is alpha 1 gamma A. Similarly, we have to compare it with every record of S. The common attribute is 1A, and here also the first record common attribute value of B and D is 1A. So this is same. So alpha 1 gamma A 1 alpha, that record will be selected. So alpha 1 gamma A alpha will be appear over here. This is the record. Next, second 3A, but here it is 1A, not going to be selected. Again 1A, and this is also 1A, so that record will be selected. So alpha 1 gamma A gamma will be selected. This is the record. Last record delta del 2 beta B. So common attribute is 2B. Here is 1A, not going to be selected. 3A is not selected. 1 is again mismatch. 2B, this is matched. That means delta 2 beta B and delta, that is going to be selected. And the next record is 3B, is 2B, not going to be selected. So that is how the record is going to be populated. So this is another example of natural join operation. Suppose this is the relation and the name of the relation is borrower, and this is another relation, name of the relation is loan. So borrower relation contains Borrower information means customer name and corresponding loan number. And loan relation contains the loan related information like loan number, the branch name from where the loan is borrowed, and the corresponding amount. Suppose I have to find the name of all customer as well as their corresponding loan number and their amount. That means to fetch that kind of record, you have to combine the information from the relation borrower and relation loan. So first of all, you have to combine the information from borrower and loan, and then after combining the information, we have to select only those record whose loan number is same for borrower relation and loan relation. So we can do the operation with the help of Cartesian product operation, which already I have discussed in my previous lecture. But again, we can see that how to do the Cartesian product operation. First, we have to perform the Cartesian product operation between borrower and loan. So this is the symbol of Cartesian product operation. So borrower cross loan. So if we do the borrower cross loan, then that will generate a temporary relation. Borrower cross loan. It creates about temporary relation. And what will be the schema of that temporary relation? Is customer name, loan number, then and the loan number from loan relation, branch name, and amount. So the resultant relation of that Cartesian product operation, the schema will be customer name, loan number, then loan number from loan relation, branch name, and amount. And as far as the data is concerned, each record of borrower relation is going to be associated with every record of loan. That is how all the tuples will be populated in the particular relation. And once the Cartesian product operation is done, then you have to select only those records for which the loan number of borrower and loan number of loan relation are same. That means that these are the actual corresponding data. So selection operation borrower dot loan number is equal to loan dot loan number. So this is the filtering job is performed. So after performing that operation, we will be getting the relation with pivot data and actual data, the actual tuple, and then we are going to perform the projection operation. Why? Because we only need to print the customer name, loan number, the amount. Now the thing is that we can do the same job with the help of natural join operation. As I have just mentioned earlier, the natural join operation is the combination of Cartesian product operation, means this one, and selection operation. So in a natural join operation, it performs basically two operations, Cartesian product as well as selection. All these operation is performed in a single relation natural join. So if you write borrower natural join loan, so that correspond to this one. That means borrower natural join loan, that particular operation is correspond to this total whole operation, Cartesian product and selection operation. The selection operation will be based on the common attribute. Here's the common attribute is loan number. So only if you write that particular portion, it will do the job of this whole operation. So it is better to use shortcut way. And then as we only want to print the customer name, loan number, amount, so on that particular relation we have to perform the projection operation. The next operation is the theta join operation. So theta join operation is basically a kind of natural join operation, but is not totally exactly same to the natural join operation. But before that, again recap the natural join operation. Suppose R and S are two relation, and if we do R natural join S, that means it will perform first Cartesian product between R and S, then it will perform selection operation, and what will be the predicate? It will perform the selection operation based on equality, means equal sign will be there, and it will perform the selection operation based on equality only those attributes which appear in both the relation, means the common attribute. So first thing is that a1, here a1 r dot a1 equal to s dot a1, that means a1 is the common attribute in relation r and s. If the relation r and s have multiple common attributes, suppose a1 a2 a3 dot 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 n, or so multiple common attributes are there, so we need to check their equality for all those attributes. So r dot a1 equal to s dot a1, as well as an and r dot a2 equal to s dot a2. So if equality is for all the common attribute, then only that particular record will be selected. And pi r union s, this is all about the scheme of the resultant output. R union s means it will combine all the attribute from R and S, and the duplicate attribute will appear only once. So that means one thing, the one point we can conclude here is that in case of natural addition operation, we can do it only if both the relation R and S have at least one common attribute. They may have more than one common attribute, but for doing a natural addition operation, relation R and S must have at least one common attribute. But it may happen that the participating relation may not have any common attribute. For example, that means R intersection S means the schema of R and the schema of S, and if we perform the intersection operation, that means if we want to find the common attribute between R and S is equal to null, that means they have no common attribute, then what happen? Then you cannot do the natural addition operation. So if the relation have no common attribute, then we cannot do natural addition operation. So in that case we can do the theta operation. So what is theta operation? It's a kind of natural join operation or the extension of natural join operation. Here also it combines the Cartesian product and selection operation into a single operation. But another important the difference is that the selection operation is not based on equality condition. It may be any condition. It may be greater than, it may be less than, it may be greater than equal to, less than equal to, whatever. So the first difference with the theta join operation and the natural join operation is that in case of natural join operation, the selection operation will be based on only equality condition, and in here theta join operation, the condition of the predicate or the selection predicate is not only equal to sign, it may be any comparison operator we can use. It may be greater than equal to, less than, or less than equal to. Second thing is that for doing a natural join operation, we should have at least one common attribute from participating relation. It may have more than one common attribute, but it should at least one common attribute. But in case of theta join operation, the participating relation may not have any common attribute at all. That means R intersection S is null. No common attribute is there. Then we can do the theta join operation, and it is represented by this symbol R theta join S. This is the theta, is the theta join, this is the predicate R theta S. So this is equal to Cartesian product between R and S. Then we do selection based on predicate theta. Theta is the condition. The condition is not only equality sign, rather it will be any relational operation, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Take an example of theta join operation. So car is relation with car model car price attribute. Boat is another relation with boat model and boat price attribute, and these are the tuples. And if we do car theta join boat, then what happen? We will get a relation, means the schema of the resultant relation. First of all, it will combine all the attribute from both the relation. So car model and car price from car, and boat model and boat price from boat. So this is the schema. and the point we can look that the car relation and the boat relation, they do not have any common attribute, but still we can do the theta join operation. But in that relation, car and boat, you cannot do natural join because they do not have any common attribute. So if we perform car theta join operation boat, the schema will be the all the attributes from car and all the attributes from boat all together will be the assigned over here. And as far as the data, the tuple is concerned, the record will be selected based on that condition. Now here the condition is that car price is greater than equal to boat price. So here the condition is not only equality sign, rather we are using greater than equal to sign. So what happened? It will select the records of the tuple from car and boat for which this condition is true. So start with the first tuple of car. So car A 20,000. That record first will be associated with this record and we will check whether condition is true or false. So car price here 20,000 is greater than boat price. Yes, that means that particular tuple will be selected. So car A 20,000, boat 1 10,000 will be selected and will be appear over here. Okay. Next, that record will be associated, means Cartesian product means that record will be associated with this record. But whether it will be appeared or not, it will be based on that record, that condition. Car price is greater than boat price. This is the 20,000, but this is 40,000. So condition is false. So that record will not be going to be selected. Next, that particular record is going to be associated with this record and check whether condition is true or false. 20,000 is greater than 60,000. No. So this is not going to be selected. Next, the second record of car is car B 30,000. It is going to be associated with the first record of boat. Check whether condition is true or false. Yes, car price is greater than boat price. So car B 30,000, boat 1 10,000 is get selected and will be appear over here. Next, that record will be associated with second record. Check whether condition is true or false. No, condition is false. 30,000 is not greater than 40,000. Next, that record is going to be associated with this record. Now condition is car price is 30,000 is greater than 60,000. No, so this is not going to be selected. Next record of car is car C 50,000. It will be associated with the first record. Check whether condition is true or false. Yes, 50,000 of car price 50,000 is greater than boat price, which is 10,000. So car C 50,000, boat 1 10,000 is get selected. This one. Next, car C 50,000 going to be associated with this record. Again, 50,000 is greater than boat price 40,000. So car C 50,000, boat to 40,000 is get selected. Next, this record is going to be associated with this record, but condition is false because car price is 50,000 is not greater than equal to boat price 60,000. So is not going to be selected. So that is how the theta join operation is performed. The next point is the outer join operation. It is also an extension of natural join operation. Actually, if we do the natural join operation or theta join operation, then actually we face loss of information, means we lost some kind of information. All the information is not selected because only those records will be selected which satisfies a particular condition. In case of natural join operation, selection will be based on equality. Only those records will be selected for which the common attribute is same. That means some records will not going to be appeared in the result. So to avoid such kind of loss, we do outer join operation. But before that, we have to know what is null value. Actually, null value signifies that value is unknown to us. Means suppose for a particular attribute, if we don't know the value of particular attribute, it should be assigned as a null. Means value is unknown to us. It signifies that. But there is a drawback. I will not discuss over here. But still, if attribute have many value, but among the many value, if there is one or two null value appears there, then the computation job will be very difficult. We cannot do the mathematical computation. So all these things will be covered later. Suppose this is the relation loan, loan number, branch name, amount, and relation borrower is the customer name and loan number. So if we do the normal inner join means it's a natural join. So loan natural join or loan natural join borrower, what happened? It will select the record, just go back to the previous slide. It will select the record from loan and borrower relation for which the value of common attribute are same. That means if we do loan natural join borrower, it will select those record for which the common attribute are same. Common attribute here loan number. So L170, that's that record along with Jones 170. So that particular record will be selected. So Jones L170 downtown 3000 will be selected. Next Smith L230 Redwood 4000 will be get selected, and Hayes is not going to be selected. Just check it. So loan natural join borrower means it will select only those record for which the loan number value are same. So we just go back here. The loan number in the loan relation L170 is present in borrower relation also, so that record will be selected, and L230 the record of loan and the corresponding record of borrower will be get selected. So L260 that particular record is not going to be present in the relation, as well as his L155 that record is not going to be present over here. So that means we are losing the information of that particular record as well as we are losing that particular information in case of natural join. To overcome this, we are going to perform the outer join. Now we have three kind of outer join: left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. And this is the left outer join. Loan, this is the symbol of left outer join, and borrower. So what is left outer join? Just go back to the previous slide. The left outer join takes all tuples in the left relation that did not match with any tuple in right relation, pairs the tuple with null value for all other attributes from the right relation, and adds them to the result of natural join. What does it mean? Explain with an example. Loan left outer join borrower means first it will perform the natural join operation between loan and borrower. So again I am repeating, left outer join means first it will perform the natural join operation between loan and borrower. Natural join means inner join. Okay, so it will perform loan natural join borrower. So that means we are getting that result L170 downtown 3000 Jones. So this record L230 Redwood 4000 Smith, that record will be selected over here. After natural join operation, then left outer join selects all the records from the loan relation. Those are not matched with the borrower relation, but it also includes all the records in the relation over here. For example, if we go back to the previous slides, L260, that record is not matched with any relation of borrower, but still left outer join will consider that record L260, the branch peerage 1700, that record will be appear in the relation here. L260 present and amount 1700 is appeared over here, but as the corresponding customer name is not present, again go back, the L260 loan number, no such loan number exists in the borrower, so no customer is there, so customer name is padded with the null value. So this is padded with the null value. So again I am repeating, left outer join means it performs the natural join operation between loan and borrower. Natural join means it will select the records from loan and borrower for which the common attributes are same, and then it will select all the records from loan. It includes all the tuples from loan relation for which there is no match in the borrower relation, but it also includes all those record also, but it is padded with the null value for which the attribute value is not present in the borrower relation. So this is the left outer join. Second is right outer join. It is denoted by this symbol, and right outer join is a symmetric with the left outer join, means it pads the tuple from right relation that did not match any from the left relation with null value and adds them to the result of the natural join. So let's take an example. So loan right outer join borrower means, again right outer join also perform the first perform the natural join operation between loan and borrower. That means L170 Downtown 3000 Jones, L230 Redwood 4000 Smith. This is the output of natural join, if you remember that. So this record, so this is the total natural join output, so that will be appeared over here. This part appear over here. This is the natural join operation. So after performing of the natural join operation, the right outer join means it will select the records of the tuple from its right side relation. Here the right side relation is borrower. The right side relation is borrower. So right, in case of right outer join, it also includes the record of tuple from the right hand side relation, in that case the borrower, for which there is no corresponding record is present in the loan. So it includes that record also. For example, again go back to the slide, previous slide. This is the borrower, his L155, but no corresponding record is present, but also right outer join include this record also, but all this field will be padded with the null. Just go back. So L155, branch name is not present in the loan relation, amount is not present in the loan relation, that is why they are padded with the null. Customer name is S. So right outer join means it performs the natural join operation first, and then it includes all the records from his right hand side relation for which the no corresponding record is present in the left hand side relation, but it also includes all this record, and the attributes are padded with the null for which the value is not present. And next, the full outer join. This is the symbol. So loan full outer join borrower means it's a combination of left outer join and outer join. So here first it will perform the natural join operation between loan and borrower, means L170, this record and this record is the output of natural join operation, and then it combine all the records from loan as well as borrower into the relation, and the missing value are represented with padded with the null. That means in full outer join actually no value are missing, all the value, all the records, no records are missing, all the records from left hand side relation as well as right hand side relation all are combined and all are appear in the result. And these are the reference for more details. For reference, go through the first book.